Sometimes a story sneaks up on you from the oddest places. This one starts with my Airstream, and the day it managed to outshine David Sedaris. The phone rang one afternoon. A location scout was on the line, looking for an Airstream to use in a film based on David Sedaris' short story, COG, Child of God, from his book Naked. Sedaris on screen for the first time, which is a big deal. Naturally, I thought of my 32-foot Excella 500, gorgeous, polished, camera ready. But the catch? They wanted it parked for months in a field at the base of Mount Hood, which sounds very Walden Pond, except my Excella wasn't just a trailer, it was my house. Where exactly was I supposed to sleep while my living room was being lit for continuity? In the director's tent? Here's the thing about Airstreams. They're like potato chips. You can't have just one. Lucky for them, I had another card to play, my 24-foot 1780 Argosy. Argy, as we called her, had already been converted into a production studio where filmmaker Christopher Stevens and I cranked out syndicated segments for Trailer Chicks. We ran that gig like a Marine fire team. Tight quarters, zero wasted motion, everyone knowing which move to make and when. Christopher served in the Marines. If you know, you know. We were producing 3, sometimes 4, network quality segments a week, without breaking a sweat. People in Hollywood took months to do the same thing. So the scout drags the director and DP out to see Argy, but the minute they stepped inside Excella, they looked around like they'd just walked into a magician's trunk. They started listing off all the things they couldn't live without. TV? Have it. Juicer? Got it. PlayStation? Stereo system? Both. By the time I dropped, and oh yeah, I've got central vac, surround sound, and a heated towel bar. Their jaws were somewhere around the axles. Look, here's the truth. Bigger isn't better. Fancier isn't smarter. Newer isn't necessary. The only upgrade you actually need is grit and maybe the occasional heated towel bar. Living tiny isn't for everyone. You've got to be willing to toss the clutter, the gadgets, the dust collectors you swore you might use someday. But once you do, what's left is room for the good stuff. Creating, connecting, and proving that life does not have to be complicated. And as far as I'm concerned, Argy didn't just cameo in COG. She stole the damn movie. And that's the story. Now here's what's happening at my desk this week. I'm tearing apart the first half of Shattering Light, the 3rd book in the Baloney Trail trilogy. It's intense, personal, and complicated, maybe the hardest piece I've ever written. But if there's one thing the Airstream has taught me, it's that writing thrives in unexpected places. Well, this wraps up another note from Roland Relic, where you'll always find stories that are too raw to stay buried. And if you have time, check out my other work, There Was This One Time, short stories about Jen Jones' coming of age, and the first 2 books in the Baloney Trail trilogy that reminds us that the distance between then and now is shorter than we'd like to believe. Thanks for sitting with me.